है मैदान एक जहाँ पे मिलेंगे.
वेलकम बैक टू ऑफ माय प्लेलिस्ट ऑन रेडियो वाले 106.3 एफएम जो है कतर का नंबर वन हिंदी रेडियो स्टेशन एंड मेरा नाम है विवेक अगर आपको पता ही है तो एंड सामने आज है मेरे दिल्ली बेस्ड सिंगर सॉन्ग राइटर हु इज आल्सो अ कंपोजर एंड अ म्यूजिक प्रोड्यूसर एज वेल केशव हुरिया वेलकम.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Thank you. Glad to be here. Looking forward to the chat.
सो लेट्स गेट टू नो अबाउट यू. आपके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए कि म्यूजिक आपके लिए कब से स्टार्ट हुआ और कैसा चल रहा है एंड कैसे आपकी लाइफ में एक बड़ा पार्ट बन गया है.
So I was born in Delhi and मेरी जो mom side of family थी उसमें you could say that music was a part of it. My mom's father was a devotional composer. उनकी
Okay.
cassettes वगैरह भी local regional market में आया करती थी. He used to do a lot of bhajan and all. And my mom also used to teach in a school before she got married. So you could say that it was in the DNA that way. And मुझे 6 साल की उम्र में ही म्यूजिक एजुकेशन की तरफ थोड़ी सी मतलब एक इंक्लिनेशन वैसे भी शायद दिख गई होगी पेरेंट्स को ही इज इंटरेस्टेड. So by the time I was 6, I was put into music education, and the same guru who taught my mom also taught me.
Wow.
When it started. So I started with Hindustani classical. So this went on for like 10 years, I think. From 6 to 16, every week I used to have a class with my Guruji. And for those 10 years, I did Hindustani classical. So you could say that, the foundation was laid there.
ओके एंड उसके बाद फिर कॉलेज में डिड यू कंटिन्यू म्यूजिक एंड वर यू पार्ट ऑफ बैंड्स और डिड म्यूजिक स्टॉप इन द मिडिल बिकॉज ऑफ स्टडीज.
Yeah, because of studies it stopped for a couple of years. जब 10th और 12th के boards exams होते हैं तो उस दौरान class 10 and 12th I was away from it. By school I had done like 8 to 10 years of Hindustani classical. My major instrument was harmonium on which I used to riyaz and everything. But then when I got into Western music, so I started with Trinity College of Music London. उसके जो exams होते हैं distant learning program. So I started electronic keyboard. So keys was always going to be my major instrument. So yeah, so it was really then to decide where I want to specialize in, whether it's performance or composition. And that is when I think I was lucky enough that I found my next teacher, which was in Delhi again. So after my first Guruji, Mr. Dian Dwivedi, I found this another teacher. His name is Raymond Paul. He taught me Western music for the next 3 years. So I did grade 6. So I was also doing some part-time graduation just for the sake of it, just for parents and have that sheet of paper which says I'm a graduate. So that is all. That was always having the back seat, but music was always in the front. It was only after that when you have to then really think about earning money or advanced studies. It was after that when I decided that I'll go to Chennai where I studied at KM Music Conservatory. And so that's how
and then it's going on and then now you are composing music for web series and stuff, right?
Yeah, so Chennai was actually from 2013 to 19. I didn't expect myself to be in Chennai for 6 years. I was actually waiting for the right time to make the move from Chennai to Mumbai because on a daily basis, thousands of artists come to Mumbai, and you can get lost in that sort of a rat race. And I never wanted that. And luckily, in 2018, I got a chance to work on my first feature film, which is called Life of an Outcast, जो इस समय Netflix पे stream कर रही है, and it premiered at Mami 2018 Mumbai Film Festival.
That's great.
So when I came to Mumbai from Chennai for that short while, when the premiere happened, that's when I thought, this is probably the right time.
So let's move on to this week's Off My Playlist track. आपकी latest release है from your debut album Aparna. एल्बम का नाम है एंड इट्स अ वेरी सोलफुल ट्रैक दैट्स कॉल्ड तू. बहुत ही प्यारा गाना लगा मुझे. सो इफ यू कैन टेक मी थ्रू दिस सॉन्ग कि आपने क्या सोच के लिखा, ये कैसे पूरा कंपोजिशन आया.
Aparna was always in the plan for the longest of time because it's a collection of songs I had written a couple of years ago for somebody named Aparna, and so I was just waiting for the right time. With Wink, suddenly I had a platform. I had an audience, to whom I could present these songs. Basically, Tu is inspired from Rumi, and there is this piece of poetry which is also a reference in the movie Rockstar. यहाँ से बहुत दूर एक मैदान है, मैं वहाँ मिलूंगा तुझे सही और गलत के पार. So this is something that I got inspired from, and जो Tu का second verse है, that is roughly on these lines. And why I did this song like that is because So talking about Aparna, this mystical person, so we actually sort of connected and vibed on Rockstar when we met
Okay.
all those
Okay.
years ago. So it was always like, a pivotal point in our journey, and so I thought, why not make this Rumi's quote as the theme of the whole album. So if you see the videos on my YouTube channel as well, every video starts with that quote coming in first
Yes.
in the
Yes.
intro
हाँ
section,
जी.
and then
हाँ हाँ
the
हाँ हाँ हाँ. I
yeah. So
noticed that.
so
Yeah.
so that's how two happened, and I'm glad that you picked two because Teri Meri Kahani is definitely my most listened commercial song so far because Teri Meri Kahani is around at 2 lakh streams on Spotify. It's very easy for anybody to
You
pick
will.
a song which is trending or which is
Yes.
being listened a lot, but nobody really talks about these songs which actually the composer likes more than I also like
True.
two more than Teri Meri Kahani and Jaane Phir Se Kaise, which was the next one. Yeah, so I'm glad you picked it up.
And I'm glad as well because the song sounds amazing. But let me ask you a quick personal question. Aparna, is she still constant there and that lucky person, or is it just a character in your head
Uh,
and now it's based on?
I she's living her own life. We are not really having that same equation which we used to. That's where these songs have come out, right? Because
Yeah.
if we were together, I wouldn't be making sad songs like these
But does
because
she know that ये इसके आपके ऊपर बुरा बना है?
she knows, of course, she knows. I can't do it without the permission because I'm using her name, and even the picture that you see in the thumbnail, that was her picture, which we then made like a 2D
Wow.
uh, graphic sketch out of it, and that's how we.
That's
And she's
pretty
a
cool.
she's also a lawyer, man. You can't really take chances with people who understand law without their permission. You can't use these things. So yeah, she knows about these songs, and she had heard all of them a couple of years ago when I made them. It's only that I'm now very professionally I'm recording these and putting it out across platforms. But she was already aware of all these songs long ago.
That's a great inspiration and great story as well, right? किसी को बताने के लिए कि भाई ये मेरी लाइफ में कोई थी उनके ऊपर लिखना है सही लेकिन उनको पता है quite positive as well I would say.
It is, and if you really notice the lyrics, nowhere in any of the 5 songs I have had any grudge or hard feelings towards her.
Yes, yeah,
Because
yeah.
in all the songs, like even if your favorite was Tu, right? So in Tu it says, so the lyrics goes, हम मिलते हैं दुनिया में जाने कितने लोगों से उन सब लोगों में होते हैं कुछ अपनों से
हाँ.
हम खोजते हैं अपनों में साथी एक ऐसा कि जिससे होता है राब्ता ज्यादा औरों से और मेरी जिंदगी में भी मतलब बिखरी और मेरी इस तरह की जिंदगी थी फिर आया इसमें तू सो आई एम काइंड ऑफ थैंकिंग हर फॉर मेकिंग मी अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट लव इज व्हाट द फीलिंग ऑफ लव इज एंड देन इन द सेकंड वर्स आई एम वेयर आई पुट द रूमी रेफरेंस कि है पता क्या यहाँ से मीलों दूर है मैदान एक जहाँ पे मिलेंगे जरूर जो है सही और गलत के भी पार जहाँ पे शायद करे मुझसे प्यार तू
We're glad to know this story. It sounds great. So, Keshav, अगर आप कुछ लाइंस गा देंगे of two, that'll be great.
है पता क्या तुझे यहाँ से मिलो दूर है मैदान एक जहाँ पे मिलेंगे जरूर जो है सही गलत के भी पार जहाँ पे शायद करे मुझसे प्यार तू
Wow, that was great, Keshav. Loved it, and I love the song as well. बहुत ही प्यारा feel है. But has someone told you till now, or I don't think so. I'll be the first one. But किसी ने आपको कहा है कि आपके पास एकदम काफी अली जफर वाला style भी है.
I know I've heard this many a times. You're not definitely not the
Not
first
the
one.
first one.
Of course, not going to be the last one for sure. I take that as a compliment of
Yes,
sorts.
it definitely is because Ali Zafar being he's a great singer as well. But this is a compliment as well क्योंकि आपकी आवाज बहुत ही मतलब it has a very nice soft yet bassy touch to it and
Yeah.
it's amazing especially when we hear the songs and the whole album Aparna and looking forward to the next track as well. But before I let you go, I have just one last question to you. तो जैसे कि इस segment में it's from my playlist called off my playlist. So what
Okay.
are the indie songs or indie people artists जो आप recommend करना चाहेंगे to all the listeners or the people who are viewing right now?
So I have a friend called Rina Gilbert.
Okay,
She also mixes my songs. She herself is a singer-songwriter and music producer. So she also does really good work. And I would definitely recommend you to listen to any of her songs. They are all so good. She does English as well.
that's great, that's great. But केशव, thank you so much for your time. बहुत ही अच्छा ये आपका पूरा एल्बम है, बहुत ही मस्त वाले तीनों के तीनों गाने हैं. And I just wish you all the best for your music journey and the next release, which is on 11th November, 11/11, Aparna ka title
Hopefully.
track. But
Thank you, and thank you as well for somehow finding my music and finding me and asking me to do this because I'll tell you something. This is one of my very first few interviews. Like I've done one or two before this, and I've always when you're growing up, when you're studying or when you're aspiring to be an artist, you kind of visualize or manifest these days where people are wanting to talk to you about your music, because of your
yes,
music.
yes,
And this is one of those moments where I feel really happy that what I manifested all those years ago is sort of taking place now, and somebody is actually interested in talking to me about my music. They want to know more about the process of my music and everything. So it feels very, very. I think. I'm not finding the right word right now, but you can see I'm speechless
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
It's kind of
I'm
indescribable.
just glad to put across good music to people जितना मैं कर सकूं. And that's why this whole segment is called off my playlist कि मैं अच्छे अच्छे गाने अच्छे अच्छे आर्टिस्ट को ढूंढने की कोशिश करता हूं so that कि I can get it out to the world for people to just admire good and new music as well, like fresh music, independent music.
I would never forget this interview for sure, and never forget you because people who are with you at the beginning of your stage or your career, they matter more than people who would eventually join once you become
Yes,
something,
yes.
because you were there to support us when we were not quite there,
Uh,
and because of people like you around, we will be able to get there quicker probably.
that
So
means a lot to me as well, Keshav. Thank you so much. बहुत ही अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके.